What's up, guys? Farooqi Bros here, back with another Built Different stream. And today we got a bunch of stuff to talk about, ranging from DC to Marvel. But we got to start with some of the sadder news of the week to begin with, for at least for three of the four of us. But quickly, I want to talk about that the Lakers lost the Suns in 5 games, and it's actually 6 games. Did I make that quick mistake? All right, so I'll just edit that right now. What a way to start, right? So, and I have a simple question for you guys. Just simple. Can LeBron even win another ring? And this is going to be just a few minutes, quick round before we jump into the superhero content we know our audience knows and loves. So I want to start with the most depressed person on the panel, which is my friend Umar. Umar, how do you feel about that loss? And is the title window closing on Mr. James?
Yeah, well, I think your spin was probably the best. Your tweet was probably the best. That quick turnaround, everyone's injured.
Le narrative,
yeah. But in all honesty, that's the truth. They just not healthy. If they were healthy, they'd win. So it's as simple as that. As far as LeBron James winning another ring, he can, but he needs help. So that's the like Anthony Davis is not to be trusted. I don't know if you have like the thing of all his injuries just this year.
I don't have it on me. No,
it's the worst. He has like 50 different injuries. He could win, but he needs to go and attack the free agents that are out there. And try to get them to join forces, because the Nets are too good. The Nets are too crazy. Right.
Honestly, yeah. The jokes aside, which we're getting to the jokes off for sure. But one of the things I thought about really was, look at the 2 teams that went to the finals last year. It was the Miami Heat and the Lakers. Both of them got bounced in the first round. Both of them got embarrassed in the first round. Both teams also only had 50 days of rest between the training camp starting of the next year and the finals ending, right? And both of them had to go through a whole year and a whole few months in the bubble for the longest period of time. So the strain on both the Heat and the Lakers was more than any other team. But not just that, any team that's went far in the bubble is having a tough time now this year. So all those things being considered, I think the Lakers came at a disadvantage early on. But then, of course, getting LeBron injured midway through the season and then getting AD injured throughout the season, but especially once more in the playoffs with his groin injury, I mean, that was pretty much it right there. And the Suns were just a better team at that point. I mean, the Lakers were not going to win with just a hobbled LeBron and an injured AD. It was not going to happen. But, yeah, it was a sad week for the boys, for the brothers this week.
Listen, they're gonna. I'm confident they're gonna win next year. This year is the true asterisk year because of the injuries, the very little time to rest. Finally, LeBron's gonna get the most stress he's ever had, in a long time. So they're gonna be ready next year, and let's see who they pick up in free agency. That's gonna be the key, actually.
And Samir, you've laughed at our expense these last few days. I mean, you've got those jokes off. I consider you to be a closet LeBron fan, but now that they've lost, now that you see that the rest of your boys are struggling, what do you have to say?
I mean, if we're following the narrative for this year, we have to follow the Mickey narrative. I know we got a video queued up just for Umar.
Umar, here it is.
Cubic zirconium, what?
The stupidest thing I've ever seen. I mean, keep the same energy next year, Samir, and see what happens. Because
okay,
Zion can't stay on the damn.
Yeah, Zion can't stay on.
But
all right. So we got.
Where was all this crap last year, bro? This man was celebrating. This is a closet LeBron fan over here.
I'm saying,
he's like celebrating. He's like, yeah, LeBron James is GOAT every day.
Listen, man,
all the way.
All the way.
Last year wasn't I poke let 3 rims, bro.
What?
Let 3 rims? Oh my god.
You gotta shoot in the middle.
No.
That's a motivational quote for life. If you see 3 rims, just shoot in the middle one, whatever that means.
Right. All right. So before we lose our entire audience, let's jump into some of the superhero stuff now. I wanted to start with Andy Muschietti's Instagram post. He shared a photo of Michael Keaton's Batsuit for The Flash. And there's been, of course, the second you share anything DC, there's going to be a whole bunch of rumors and speculation, even over something as small as a photo. But I'm going to share the photo with you guys and have you guys help me out and decide what's really going on here. Because here we go. It's that Michael Keaton Batsuit. Based on the Batman Returns suit, but there are some pieces, design elements look different from the stuff he wore in the movies. But the big thing was the blood that some people think looks like Jello, right? It looks like donut Jello. And I hope this doesn't happen. But if the scenario comes that we're supposed to think this is blood, but when the movie comes, you have Michael Keaton who's very old and he's just eating donuts, something like that. If they play off like that, I'd be pretty upset, to be honest. But let's just say maybe it probably is blood. Zion, as a resident Batman fan, what did you make of this small but reassuring reveal that at least the movie is being made, I guess?
Well, I think for one, your donut theory, it sounds so bad that it can't be true. Like, it's one of those things that's too unreal, you know? And if it is, then it's an easy 0 out of 5 movie. But I don't think that's possible. I think what most people are saying that, is like playing like a Doomsday Clock type logo, but I feel like that's just paying homage. I don't think that they're going to be actually taking elements of that too much in the film. And it's just a way of showing that, okay, like, here's the logo, it's back, building hype. One of the funniest things somebody said on Twitter is that, it's telling that the first official thing to come out of this film is a Flash film, first Flash feature film in history. The first thing to come out is the Batman logo. So it's like, what are they really marketing? What is the true priorities in the film? Obviously, they're trying to be hyped that, okay, Michael Keaton's back. This is the old classic logo, yellow background that like most people love. And actually, a lot of people want it back. So in that sense, all right, it's cool. It builds up hype, but it makes you wonder where the priorities are story-wise. And does this mean they're actually really, really trying to push forward this new era of Batman where Michael Keaton will be at the helm once again and carrying the character forward through the rest of the DCU? We'll see how that goes. But I feel like, is this just a nod to Doomsday Clock, or like a fun way just to show the logo, show that, all right, he's back and now it's official, more official than it already was. But aside from that, I don't think there's too much to read into it. And I guess it's a matter of time before even more information comes out and more photos and things like that, and we'll get a better idea of what's actually going on.
In the big scheme of things, it's a fairly small, like, just a little reveal. At least they're filming, they're doing stuff, but it is worth saying that the behind the scenes is such a mess going on that it's hard to stay like hyped for a film like this, especially even if you take out like the serious allegations of abuse and look at it just from a content standpoint. I think, like Zion said, if you're doing a Flash movie and all of your marketing material has been Batman, that's not a sign that I would say that you're confident in your own character, right? That's just the step that Omer, do you agree with that idea? That, I mean, it feels like they're really hyping a second Batman movie, like rather than some a Flash movie.
Yeah, I think that's what to me, that's what I read off it too. Is that obviously the Batman, just the Batman is a franchise on its own. Like, it's been so successful. I mean, that's where they've seen the most success historically as well. So it just seems like they don't have faith in their heavy hitters. And the Flash is a heavy hitter, but because it's the first time we're getting something like this on the big screen, it would have been smarter to actually go through the Flash and like market maybe Ezra Miller in the suit, or just the suit itself, or maybe the design is different probably, so maybe go with that. But they decided to put a Batman logo with blood or donut jello on it. Both those things, to me, like, what is obviously the blood thing, okay, like, you can get behind it a little bit more because it's probably a serious take, but even then it doesn't do anything. Like, what does it do for the audience? Like, no one knows, no one cares. No one cares. Like, no one actually cares. So, I think we'll see. I think we'll see what happens, but I'm not a fan of the whole. Their marketing usually.
I mean, Samir, do you agree with Omer's take there?
I mean, if we're talking about the blood, it doesn't really look like blood splatters like that. So I feel like since it's a Flash movie and Flash is the jokey character, it could be the donut jelly. I mean, it seems like
Zion just nodded right there. Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it could be a Watchmen kind of reference as well. There's a lot of things here. It feels like, I don't know, maybe just the way the photo is taken, the texture. It doesn't feel like it could be blood. But then again, like I'm saying, like if this was the direction of DC going forward, where Keaton is like so beyond reproach from Batman that there's really donut jelly, and when Flash goes to see him, he's like, oh, this is Bruce's manor, and then that's what's going on with Keaton. That would be like the kind of played for laugh moments that they would probably do to emulate the MCU, but I hope not. But I wouldn't
that would be the worst possible thing. Like, if I can imagine anything worse than Batman from 2017 Justice League, it's what you just described right now. Like, that's the only thing that could be worse than George Clooney Batman, almost.
Again, are we putting it past them? Are we? I'm personally not. So on the Warner Brothers level, I mean, we talked about this in the last stream that Warner Brothers and WarnerMedia and Discovery are merging to create one new company, and the name is Warner Brothers Discovery, right? So here's graphic design is my passion logo for the new company. Samir, as the creative guy in the family, what do you make of this design?
That's just super lazy. I'm not gonna lie. Like it just does nothing. It's old fashioned.
I kind of like the WarnerMedia better than this. Yeah,
it looks dated. So.
And it's almost reminiscent of like Superman opening credits, like Christopher Reeve, where the words just popping out and like they're like stretching out from the back. It's almost like that. It's like, what are they trying to do? What they're trying to like. It's like it's dated. It looks like they're trying to harken back in nostalgia, especially with the old style golden colors that they used to have. But yeah, it's just incredibly lazy.
Yeah. My thoughts on it is that the Discovery like name a little too far to the left? It's just me. Like it's not perfectly in the middle either. Like it's not even like designed the proper way. I mean, I don't know. That's just me.
I think that's just you. I don't know.
You know, with the S and the dot, you know.
Yeah, I think with the period, it makes it seem like that.
Yeah. Umar, what do you think of this name? Anything? Do you feel any more confident about this company now that it's Warner Brothers Discovery?
No, of course not.
If anything, feel less confident.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm not gonna lie. I like the WarnerMedia name. Not even gonna lie. I like the WarnerMedia name. Like,
yeah, the WarnerMedia name would have been the better way to go. I'm more interested in seeing the changes to the actual people that are involved, because then you can look. I don't know if you want to mention the Batman thing. I don't know if that's like the next topic or whatever, but you know, I want to see like changes within that so that like the IP doesn't take a hit. The IP's been taking a hit since 2017, even though we got Zack Snyder's Justice League, but we haven't really they haven't really let people do what they want. So with Matt Reeves, like the guys, you went after him. Like he's that free agent that you got. You got to let him like do his thing.
Yeah, I always bring up the story, but Matt Reeves, he signed on for the Batman, then he left 2 weeks later, and then he came back. And a lot of the reporting and the rumors at the time was that the reason he left was that he was not being given total control. And he said, I'm not going to direct this movie unless you're giving me 100% of the creative control. And then they finally managed to convince them, hey, if you come to our side of the world, following his Apes trilogy, pretty much a masterpiece, the latter two movies rather, then we're gonna give you that freedom. And now, I mean, grain of salt, there's little rumors that Warner Brothers is a little unhappy with the Batman's tone and direction, particularly with it being very dark and touching on Bruce's like mental state and things of that nature, which is again like you see the success of Joker. You see the success of what these creatives do with these characters when you give them the full reign. And that's the kind of stuff I think Batman needs to succeed. So, I mean, I don't know if you guys have any opinions on that, but...
yeah, I mean, I agree. And the worst thing could be that they shoot themselves in the foot and they don't take the chance and let Matt Reeves just go with his vision. Though it may be darker than they want or would have liked, let him do it. Just put it out there. Take Joker as an example. They shot themselves in the foot by selling Joker out to other investors and other producers and stuff like that, and the success of it, Warner Bros. Only got to taste maybe the smallest sliver of that. now you see that, okay, you can release a film which is darker in nature, darker in tone. Obviously, the Batman probably most likely won't be rated R. I mean, I'd be very surprised if it was, but they're going to keep it PG-13 in my opinion. And you still have that entire audience base. You can have younger audiences, you can have older audiences, everybody come, and it's in the same universe. Joker is a Batman character, so it's not out of the question that, okay, Batman can't be dark, because that just doesn't make sense. Obviously, in the comics and every other type of media, there are dark iterations of him and there are light iterations of him. So if Matt Reeves wants to go a more darker direction, Warner Brothers needs to trust their creatives and let them do what they want. And they'll see that based on Joker numbers, Batman done the right way could do $1 billion, maybe more.
I think it's two important things for people to actually think about when it comes to this topic. So, number one, I think that the reimagination of these characters, like DC has a thing with having this resistance because of how iconic the characters are. There's almost a resistance to reimagine them or put them in positions that we haven't seen them in. But that's actually, I think, what the general audience would appeal to. So separate away from hardcore fans and whatnot, because they do tend to have a bit more resistance to this stuff, and we're someone's a part of that too. But so that's one thing, and I think that the people at Warner Brothers also have this type of resistance, and then also with the Zack Snyder era, what happened, that doesn't help things either. So that's number one. Then number two, from a journalistic standpoint, I find Matt Reeves' tweet when Zack Snyder's Justice League got announced, I found this tweet quite interesting. He kind of mentioned almost in a passive aggressive way that it's a hard road. To get your thing out, it's a hard road. So not to read too much into that tweet, but I think that if you put that together with the reports and whatnot, and just the history of the studio and the history of kind of what's happened in this space, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the most chopped up version of it, and then later he got, hopefully he got a director's version out later. That wouldn't surprise me. It'd be the status quo. Actually, it'd be yep, this is expected.
Just one last point. I feel like in today's climate, a film like The Dark Knight would never release the way it was. They would chop it up, cut it down, change it up. There is no way they would release a film like that today, and that is the problem with WB right now.
If it wasn't Christopher Nolan, I'd agree with you. But because Christopher Nolan's I was about to say LeBron. Let me take the back. Christopher Nolan's Devin Booker.
He got most of his cachet after Dark Knight. If you think about it, pre-Dark Knight, he was still kind of moving up the ranks. He did a couple of movies, but he wasn't top, considered the best in the game, right? Dark Knight made him the best in the game, and then when he did Inception.
Inception came out before Dark Knight.
No, after.
It both came out 2008, right? So
no, Inception came out between Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises.
It came out in 2010, I think.
2 years later. So, and then Interstellar followed after Dark Knight Rises. So, and then we had Tenet, and then Dunkirk, right? So, yeah. Either way, so the point that I was gonna make with the Batman was similar to Umar's in that. Listen, the only reason I feel maybe they've been giving him some slack to do his own thing is because they put him in his own universe, right? The Batman, even though from what I've heard, they've asked him multiple times, let's connect to Flashpoint, let's connect to DCEU. He's hell no. He's not mixing his universe that he made a contract with DC, with WB rather, that no one is messing with my shit, right? And that's literally what he's trying to do. Now, if people are trying to mess with it, that's a different thing. But the rumors are that they're just a little disappointed right now at how dark he went, considering the early teases that Matt was giving out was all of Batman 66, Adam West Batman, those costumes, designs he was sharing. So a lot of people were thinking, this is a reimagining of Adam West. And then we saw the costume of Robert Pattinson, and that cowl, there's some similarities to Adam West as well. So a lot of people felt at that point, maybe this is going to be a little lighter. Turns out this might be the darkest Batman movie ever had.
Until the trailer came out.
Turns out it might be the darkest Batman movie. Samir, where do you stand on this one? To hear that maybe rumors are that WB's a little disappointed with how dark this movie might get, but in the end, it's just a Batman movie.
They're always disappointed at the dark tones, ever since I guess BVS. But after the success of the Joker, I don't know why they wouldn't just go all in on it. Then again, that was R-rated, so there are differences. But
and we saw how much trouble the Joker got.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
That could be it too. It could be the R-rated, the R rating, because that does take away. Although it's, I mean, Deadpool and like other films have shown, like even Logan, like your success is not going to be hindered by an R rating. Like you could actually do an R rating, but I think with the Batman, because he's such a, I think they want to get the most widest audience possible.
Yeah.
They're probably not.
Because in their mindset, it's like it's like, okay, BVS Ultimate Edition rated R, Joker rated R, Justice League rated R, the Batman rated R. So for them, they're looking at, wait a minute, all of our Batman centered movies are swaying all the way to the rated R status when they wanted to bring it to JL 2017. That's
maybe that's why they're marketing The Flash as like a Batman movie, because that's the Batman they wanted, the way they want. And maybe I guess it does play into the donut theory a little more, because maybe Warmers would prefer a Batman, eating donut and jelly dropping, and him being like out of the game, rather than a Batman in his prime but very dark.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know exactly what Walter Hamada and Toby Emmerich want. I mean, we kind of do, but based on the track record. But clearly, the movies they prefer are going to be the ones that are extremely light, the ones that appeal to the widest audience, like Toby Emmerich's own group that he caters to, right? So it's going to be one of those things that we got to be like, all right, this is what they want. The question is it going to work? And speaking of a movie that's right out of that alley, we're going to talk about the next topic, which is Shazam's new costume was teased recently. First, it was leaked via set photos, and then finally it was teased by the director himself, David Sandberg. I can't play the full video because they're probably going to get copyright right away. So instead, I will show you a mock-up that a fan did of the new costume with the cape. Of course, while they're on set, there was no cape. But first impressions, I mean, I'll go first on this one. I think this is a sizable improvement costume-wise over the first Shazam movie. I think first Shazam, maybe because of budget, maybe because of the way they want to do that costume, felt overly padded. Like it didn't fit Zachary Levi's own body. So what is that pass? Like you're wearing a balloon suit. So in that sense, some of it didn't look that great. Otherwise, I like most elements of the costume, but I think this one, based on the set photo, it's form-fitting. It's fitting to his body. The symbol's a little smaller, kind of like that change from Man of Steel to BVS, where the symbol got smaller there as well. New cuffs, likely a new cape. So Samir, once again, as the resident creative guy on the team, what do you make of this new costume design for Shazam?
I think it looks great. I think it's much better than the first one. The first one, although wasn't that bad, I think if they're trying to make it more similar to Black Adam, and Black Adam suit looks like this, then Black Adam suit would be sick. But the logo is a bit small. The logo looks odd to me. It's like to the right a little bit. If you guys see that. Like,
you mentioned this to me before, maybe because it's like leaning the way Thunderbolt leans right. I personally like the smaller symbol a little more, but hey, me and Samir are on different sides. You know what we gotta do? We gotta see if we can break the tie. So Zion, Umar, where do you stand? Do you think it's too small? Do you like the original logo better? Do you like this new design?
I mean, I think this new design is better. It feels more like it fits more of what Shazam should be, like this old mythical type of look. And everything else as well, the gauntlets, the belt, the gold trimmings. I think in another set photo, they showed that he actually didn't have the hood anymore. So they removed the hood for this. I don't know if they're going to CGI hood or something, but it looked like from the set photos, on his cape, there was no hood. So let's see what direction they go there. But I like the hood personally. So if they add a hood, that wouldn't be bad. But if they don't, that's fine as well.
I'm just found a couple of more set photos to give you guys more looks at the costume. This is the same photo that this is based off of, but so here's two looks at the new costume, and then even the ribbing is very similar to that Man of Steel, Black Panther, where it's like everything's etched in. But Umar, where do you sit on it?
I'm with you guys. I think that the smaller kind of main frame it's just better. It just looks more cohesive with everything else that's going on, and I do like the fact that there's like different threading, and it's like. It has more of a design aspect to it that the other one didn't. Like the other one was kind of plain. So I like this one a lot more.
Why don't you put up the photo I sent? It shows them without the.
All right,
without the hood.
I'll put that up right now. Here it is. Yeah, so here's one of him wearing a cape. Again, it could be a mock cape. We don't know if they got, but looks like there is no more hood like there was in the first suit. So I don't know if Samir, is that a deal breaker? Where you a guy like the hood on it?
I'm fine without the hood. I mean, as long as the cape is longer than the last one. I feel like the last one was a bit short, but I feel like it looks fine.
Yeah, and the overall tone of the movie, for most, for all things considered, I think it's still going to be very much light in tone. And I guess that's David Sandberg's style. I mean, actually, not a style; he's a hard director, but that's the style that he wants to input into the Flash, of course, with producers helping him out there. So I don't know. We're gonna see. I mean, Shazam. I got to be completely honest; it's kind of aged poorly for me. Not the same that it used to. But it's. I'm gonna say this: it aged like a Marvel movie, which Aquaman also did for me. Where it's like when you first come out of the theater, you're like, "Oh yeah, I could see it." And then 1 month later, you're like, I don't know. And then 1 year later, you're like, I'm not sure. And then right now, it's like, I guess they got to sell me all over again. Like now it's up to this news movie to sell me again. Like, are you going to deliver something? And I know, Umar, you and me are kind of the same on that, where it's like that first hit coming out of theater, you're like, all right, I see what's going on here. It's looking good. And then every subsequent watch, even if there isn't, sometimes there isn't a subsequent watch, you're like thinking about it. You're like, I don't know anymore. It's not hitting the way it used to.
It fades. I think it depends on what you gravitate towards. Like, there's some people that probably watch Shazam, they can watch it like 50 times and love it. And then there's other people that would rather watch something that has more depth. So it's like it just depends on what your flavor.
But I think about the first Shazam, it was different because though there was like lightness to it, and obviously are because the main characters are children. Thematically, they did introduce darker tones, but in a realistic sense, like him finally finding his mom and just finding out that she willingly abandoned him. That is thematically a dark thing to do, and I feel like that balance is what will make Shazam 2 that much better. I feel like it was a little more lighter in tone than Shazam 1, but once you introduce more of the mythical aspects, and then Black Adam is coming as well, they're gonna get I feel like the tonal balance between the light and the dark will hit just the right spot, and Sandberg, obviously being a horror director, will bring some of those elements as well. So I'm optimistic for Shazam 2, more optimistic for Shazam 2 than I am for Aquaman 2, actually.
I think it's a good point. I mean, that's a question I'm going to ask all you guys because I thought of it interesting. Are you more excited for Aquaman 2 or Shazam 2? Samir, what about you?
I'm going to have to go with Aquaman 2 because Aquaman 1 was better than Shazam 1. I think Shazam 1 aged poorly because of how low budget it was. I think the quality aged a little less. But I don't know why you hate Aquaman so much. Aren't you the guy that said Wonder Woman 1984 is better than Aquaman?
I retract all these comments. I never said it.
No, but Samir, I have a counterpoint for you.
Strike that from the tape.
Samir, I have a counterpoint for you because where is Aquaman going? Like, there's still questions about what James Wan is gonna do, like where he's leading the character, but Shazam, what's leading up to Black Adam, and that builds the excitement as well. Where all right, they're gonna clash down the road. So I feel like that also feeds into the hype of Shazam's franchise going forward more than Aquaman, where it's more like, all right, it's a question mark of where James Wan is gonna take the character.
That's true. I agree with that. But I don't think they'll mention Black Adam even a little bit, if at all, in Shazam 2. I think it'll be more of like a filler movie. Right?
I agree with Samir. I think they're not going to mention Black Adam.
The franchise overall, I think Shazam is the way. But
remember, David Sandberg said he never has even heard one thing about Black Adam. No one's ever told him, hey, why don't you? Are you doing this? Let me make sure we're doing the same thing. In fact, I could be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong, but I think they cast a different wizard Shazam for both movies. Like the old wizard who gives Billy his powers. It's a different guy playing him in the Black Adam movie. So. Listen, maybe it's connected. Like, let's just be honest. Maybe Black Adam's like his own pocket universe. We don't know. Because I'm telling you, if you pay very careful attention to all the press, I haven't heard them say even one time that Zachary Levi and Dwayne The Rock Johnson are going to be meeting each other or fighting. It's always like, oh, that'd be nice. But it's almost like it's not in the cards, Like, there's a better chance that Sony's Venom and MCU's Spider-Man are going to meet up than Black Adam and Shazam.
If that's true, my hype for both Black Adam and Shazam will drop a lot. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, don't quote me on it. I think I might be misquoting that, but I think there's a different wizard for both movies. Yeah.
So while I make my point, why'd you do the research? I actually agree with Samir. I think Aquaman 2 is a bit. I'm more excited for Aquaman 2 just because I think that we're gonna get a better film, and the reason why is I think that if James Wan is gonna do a story, and I do think this is really the only way you can really go, is a story about basically Orm somehow breaking out, killing his mom, and then having a story around that type of thing. I think that's much more exciting. Like I would be way more excited to see something like that than I would be in Shazam 1 was whack.
You froze for a second, but on your point, story-wise, it would make no sense for him to suddenly kill his mom in the next movie when she stopped them from fighting, and he was like, "Oh my God, she's alive!" And like, I think he hugged her. I might be mistaken, or she hugged him. And why would he suddenly break out and want to kill her? Like,
no, it's more. I think it's the opposite. I think it's gonna be, the Black Manta is gonna be the main villain, and then he's gonna have to help. He's gonna have the scene where he's gonna break his brother out of prison. He's gonna be like, I need you to join me, and we need together to save our.
It's literally Thor. Thor taking a look at prison. Yeah,
that's exactly what they're gonna do. I'm telling you, it's very predictable. You come back to this one day, and you'll know that that's what happened.
As long as we're getting more trench content, I'm here for it.
I'm sorry, the trench got canceled, Samir. I don't know if you were aware of this.
It doesn't matter. They'll explore the trench. I'm telling you, they'll explore the trench in the next movie.
All right. I know you want to see I know for you, if you had a choice between Justice League 2 and the trench, it would be the trench, but that's how it is, So, but I'm gonna show this little graphic that I pulled up right now. On my the wizard thing. Yeah, I can't find any source saying this, so maybe I just thought of it. But I was saying we'll be surprised. So, but I know that there's completely different production companies. They're not really working together like that. Like David Sandberg did quote that I haven't discussed anything with the people working on Black Adam. Like we're not working together at all. So yeah, we'll see. Here's a little thing we're talking about the Matt Reeves thing before, where it's like the three kind of universes, not counting Joker, that DC's currently kind of has. But as you see, as long as Matt Reeves has his own little circle to do things in the Reevesverse, I think hopefully no one messes with that. And there's some people in the comments who did mention that, was it Ringo? He said some of the rumors came from We Got This Covered. Actually, the We Got This Covered story is false. Like, I was actually not covering that one about like Robert Pattinson being like crazy on set or whatever the case might be. I'm not covering that. This is from other people who are just throwing some things in the air. Again, as I said, take it with multiple grains of salt. But knowing, again, Warner Bros. Track record with DC films, I'm just, erring on the side of caution with the Batman. I do personally think that because Matt Reeves had it in his contract written down that you're not messing with this movie, knowing what happened to Zach, and like Umar said, he did say, like, Zach, you went to hell and back literally to go get your film, and that's a hard road that, you went through. I think he himself doesn't want to walk through that road, right? That's kind of where I stand. I mean, let me show a funny comment. Here I go. Robotic Uzi, our boy. But we're talking about Shazam. I have a topic that's actually related to that, and this is going to be a little like, again, we got to put the tinfoil hat on to borrow it from our friend Chris Wong Swenson. But there's a little not rumor. Henry Cavill posted on Instagram the other day that it's very rare for to get work in the United States to make that travel visa and come work here, and he's very excited for a project, and it shows that he's reading a script that I don't know who's going to be personally going through, or magnifying, but this in the post he said that, listen, I'm going for like a project in the US, right? We know for things like The Witcher, he shoots that in Europe. He shoots Enola Holmes. I think he shoots that also. The sequel announced he's shooting that also in Europe. We know The Flash is currently filming in London. And the only film that, again, if you're putting our DC hat on, which I guess the show is supposed to do, the only DC film that's currently filming in the United States is Shazam, right? So, and then there's again small whispers that, again, grain of salt, that Danny Garcia, Cavill's manager, is excited because she finally has a big Superman project for him to do. Now, for her, a big Superman project probably is a cameo in Shazam. So I think that. So again, are we looking too far into this, Umar? Is Henry Cavill going? Does he have a Superman hair on right now? Is he going to film a scene for Shazam this time with the head on, or is he really doing nothing and it's just like a PR?
Yeah, he's doing nothing. He's doing nothing. We've seen we've had this same conversation a million times, and it
literally a million times. Yeah,
it ends up being nothing. So until we don't get something concrete, I'm not gonna put our hopes up, especially not your little heart, Shraz, and then all that's gonna happen is you're gonna be like all sad about it.
I think it'd be funny. Go ahead, John.
Listen, I think it's obvious. Just you look at this post compared to its other ones. This was a preset, pre-written, scripted post by Danny Garcia for him to post. I guarantee it has absolutely nothing to do with Superman, and we probably won't even find out what it's about for years to come. It's probably some other random thing, but this was just pure PR and 100% that he was just given the photo, given the comment, given the caption, and said, all right, just post this and let them build up the hype and around your name and get you, like, you know, put buzz in around your name in the news, thinking that it's Superman just to find out it's about something else. It's like, it's too obvious to not be script, you know?
It's funny because Zion knows well because the script is all that we run ourselves. So you can just tell that Danny Garcia is probably like, listen, Henry, hold your phone up, hold the script in one hand. Let's put your water company that you're sponsored with right there. Let's put on 2 books to make it seem like you're very smart. And let's like show that, oh my God, big project. I get that. That's the obvious, like that's the image they want to give off. So us as people who are seeing it and consuming it and be like, okay, what does this mean? So then we can say, is this something to do with DC or not? And then we make our assumption. But that's what I'm saying. That if he's going to the US to shoot something and he makes a whole post about how difficult it is to go to the US to shoot things, then maybe he's shooting the one DC project that they would need him to show up for. And yeah, the Rosemary Water. So I'm saying that's his company, right? He's sponsored with them. So all that being said, I think that would be a good time to come back. I mean, you make amends for the headless cameo, which wasn't even him. But imagine I can see David Sandberg. You know how his style is going to be. You know, it's going to be another shot of the headless Superman, and then it'll pan up and it'll be actually him. And then
even if they don't get him, knowing Sandberg, he's going to start the movie with that. Even if they don't get Cavill, they're going to start with headless Superman just to play off the audience.
They have to make a headless Superman joke. It's like they can't not. Like it's too obvious because they played it seriously in the movie. The whole audience ridiculed it, and Sandberg, he has a style even on social media, the way he kind of interacts with his own film, interacts with other DC films. I could see him easily throwing in a gag about Superman, headless Superman. But if he does get Henry, and remember, there was rumors that this is the movie that they've always been kind of funneling him for, that or Black Adam. And Black Adam seems to be a movie that's going to take completely in the past. So it looks like Henry Cavill's status for Black Adam is very much 0 to none. It was really only going to be Shazam or The Flash, right? The Flash is giving a goodbye to Ben Affleck's Batman. Maybe Shazam will give a goodbye to Henry Cavill's Superman. Seems like the only thing they could do. I don't know. Samir, do you agree, or have we looked too far into it? I mean, I think that I'm putting the tinfoil hat on. Zion thinks that I'm crazy. Umar also thinks I'm crazy. So where do you stand on this?
I mean, it could be literally anything, but because of how disconnected Black Adam is to Shazam right now, and I mean, if Shazam, Black Adam, and Superman have a movie together, then this could be building up to that, but I highly doubt it. His character was in the first one, so he could be in this one, but then again, it could be anything.
I think we all know that the Henry Cavill era of Superman is over. But like we know, the official reports, like the only time that Warner Bros. Feeds info to a THR to a Variety, it always has the same line. WB is interested in Henry Cavill so long as it's a cameo in a small movie. So I feel like they'll still use him as a cameo when they need him, but very much the new Superman they want to focus on is the Black Superman movie with the Black director. So the Henry Cavill era, it's over. We know that. He's never getting a solo movie. That's never happening, ever. That's for sure. But him showing up in Shazam for 2 seconds to make a joke about having no head, yeah, I can see it. You know, and one thing is like, what other reason make a post about? Like, if you had to shoot a commercial, if you had to shoot a sponsorship ad, if you had to shoot a Netflix thing, if you had to go, then he would do that where he is. You know, I don't think you don't go actively to another country unless you're going to shoot something. So, hey, maybe shoot Shazam. I don't know. But I do agree that it's far-fetched, but we had to fill up the built with something. Let's be completely honest. All right. Samir, what do you think about Cruella's sequel being announced?
I don't know. I mean, you saw the first one, right?
The first one?
Right.
Yeah, the first one, yeah. All right, that's not even a topic. I go to something else as we're trying to wind down. It was a light week.
No. To be honest, all the pieces are there. They're putting everything together for the main Kingdom Hearts movie event. I'm telling you, everything's coming together.
Except we already know when they cast Sora, we're all going to be like, what? Like, you can't really cast anyone good. Like, who are you going to cast?
Is it Henry Cavill? Is Henry Cavill Sora?
Henry Cavill Sora? Maybe Henry Cavill can play, I don't know, Goofy or something. But I got a Marvel topic for you guys. Sony Pictures executive, he said this week that there's actually a plan to connect the MCU Spider-Man with the other Spider-Man universe of Marvel characters. That's actually the name of the universe movies. So we discussed this last week, 2 weeks ago rather, and we said that, hey, are they connecting Venom 2 and Morbius to MCU? And the executive says, hey, we do have a plan. So I guess that's it. Let's go to some of the questions because was that even a topic? All right, I got a question for you, Umar, from Ringo. He said, "What do you guys think the Flashpoint movie will do to the DC universe overall?"
Soft reboot. So Ben Affleck will be gone. Then Supergirl will be taking Superman's place. What else? Michael Keaton is going to be the new Batman. He's like 80 years old, but that's fine. So you could tell from my tone, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of it. But let's see what happens. Let's give them a chance. Let's see Batman, take a bite of that donut and have it go down and just.
I'm telling you, the theory is not that far-fetched. I keep telling you, it's not as far-fetched.
Yeah, let me tell you something, Shiraz. Let me tell you something.
You know the irony is, here's the irony. When I first said it, Zal was like, "What the hell is he saying?" But as the stream is going on, now he's also drinking the Kool-Aid. He knows I have a point.
It's just bad enough for something Warner Bros. To do. That's the case. I wouldn't expect anyone to do it except Warner Brothers or MCU, but that's what they're trying to be, and they constantly fail at every step.
Remember when we were like, "Oh, what is going to happen to Thor after he did not slice off Thanos' head? Like, he should be so depressed that his people are dead, everyone's dead. His brother just died in the beginning of the movie, and the next movie he's playing Fortnite, right?" Remember, this is what they do. So, oh my God, what will Michael Keaton's Batman do now that who knows what happened to Gotham City? Yeah, he'll be sitting there eating donuts.
And straight up, I ain't gonna lie. If this turns out to be true, I should have gave up on this a long time ago, but I'm gonna give up on it straight up. I'm not gonna care anymore.
You got to get off the jokes, though. That's the whole point.
I'm still, in a more serious note, I'm still holding out hope for it to be a good movie, because the more they focus on the Flash himself and his character and the journey he has to go through, especially if they actually are fully incorporating Flashpoint of him wanting to save his mom and those kind of story beats, then it has the makings to be a very good movie. But if they put too much focus on Batman or Supergirl and you take the movie away from Flash, it's gonna kill the movie, in my opinion. He has to be the focus.
I doubt it. You know what this movie reminds me of? It's another basketball reference. You know when Cleveland had Dwayne Wade and friggin', they signed a bunch
Derrick Rose,
but it didn't work out. Isaiah Thomas. Well, who else was on it? Kevin Love.
Derrick Rose.
Yeah, Derrick Rose. This movie is that. This is what I feel like is gonna happen. Is that it's just gonna be a train wreck. It's not gonna make sense. Nothing's gonna make sense of it. And I feel bad for Ezra Miller because actually I think he could have been an amazing Flash. But this type of stuff can ruin. Even if the actor's very good, this type of stuff can ruin the actor's life.
But the GM built that team with his own hands. So.
Are you calling LeBron Hamada?
Don't do that.
Well,
don't do that.
Did he win that? Did he win that year?
I don't know.
Wasn't the GM.
The one good thing we can always hold on to, the most certain thing that no matter what they do to Batman or Flash or anybody in that movie, there's no way it can be worse than Wonder Woman 1984. If we can hold on to this as a certainty, as a truth, that nothing can be worse. I have that movie just right above Justice League 2017 in the rankings, and it is bottom tier. Like it can't be worse than that.
Dude,
so like it depends on where you put the bar. It depends on where's the bar. Like if the bar is that it's not gonna be the worst, then it won't be. Because it can't be worse than that.
Come on, man. Sean loved that movie.
Samir, I thought you said it was solid.
No, you made me say it was solid.
I said it was a solid piece of shit. You didn't finish the whole thing. You didn't finish the whole sentence.
It was Henry Cavill's script post, and I was like, "Yo, this is not solid. It's liquid." And
you didn't finish the whole sentence. That's the problem. Here he goes. We have a Oh no, yeah. But either way, so I had to hold one back from the chamber. But Umar, do you agree with Zion that the bar is so low now? Any movie can be better.
No, actually, I don't because I don't because
it can go lower.
We forgot Umar also logged one of them.
Yeah, let me just say I'll come clean. I was the one that said like 3 years ago when the poster came out that the poster was better than Aquaman 2, and we haven't even seen anything.
You said the poster of Wonder Woman 1984 was better than the entire Aquaman movie, like the original Aquaman movie.
That's a bit Aquaman 2 also.
That shows you how frustrated that time, like what we were going through as DC fans. Like what
I remember that day, like the sun was directly hitting Homer on the head, so he's getting hot. He couldn't really think properly.
Yeah, well,
it was like a Toy Story where Sid was like reflecting the sun off of like the spoons of Woody's head. Just like that day, like the sun was coming through like the window and like reflecting off the head. So obviously, he was thinking clearly, and we have to discount anything Homer said that day because he wasn't in his sound mind.
Well, the sun hit me today, and I'm saying that there's a.
Who would believe Homer? He's insane.
There's a good chance that the Flash movie might be another Wonder Woman 1984 type.
Nah,
it might even be worse. You never know. You never know, dude. Listen, they have to. Let me tell you what they have to execute in this movie. Okay, they have to somehow bring back Michael Keaton. Okay, and make it like
somehow
proper. Then just like somehow freaking Palpatine came back. They're gonna do the same thing. It's fine. Then they have to introduce Supergirl. She can't just show up randomly and be like, "Oh, hey everybody." It can't be like Spider-Man. It can't be like Spider-Man in Civil War. Then they have to like Ezra Miller's Flash. We don't even know where he left off. Like he left off like 2017 Justice League. What's happening with him? Like they have to do so much. They have to do the most.
Actually, you made a very good point because in this current canon, he did nothing to save the world. He was one of the worst characters. Like he was just getting in the way in the movie. And in Zack Snyder Justice League, he was the reason they saved the world. But in this current canon, he was like he never fought anybody before. Like he doesn't know anybody. He's never saved anybody. Like who knows what's going on with this character? And now suddenly he's thrown to Flashpoint.
He ended off with Steppenwolf just throwing him to a wall. That's where he ended off from. I just think there's just too many things they have to do. And plus, if you go back to like the script even, Ray Fisher was a part of the script. Okay, and I'm not gonna forget this. Like, what was done to Ray Fisher was wrong. Let's just keep that. Like, I'm not gonna get too into it, but like that was stupid. On top of that, you have like 80 different scripts. Which one are you making? Which one are we supposed to put our trust in? So I don't trust anything about this movie. I just don't.
Yeah, I mean, they're throwing the kitchen sink at it, like Igor mentioned in the comments, but just to see what sticks. But I mean, I don't know if they hit rock bottom with Wonder Woman, you could theoretically only go up. But then again, Suicide Squad's coming out in 2 months, and where's that gonna go? So we don't know how. Like Umar said, we could think this is the basement, right? But you can always just build another level. You just gotta break the ground.
That's true. I completely forgot about the Suicide Squad, and it is a strong contender to take either one of the top two, the bottom two spots between Justice League 2017 and Wonder Woman 1984. Easily, it can fit.
Why are you saying this was Samir's most anticipated movie?
I forgot it even existed till you just mentioned it now.
Okay.
Got it 2 months.
No, but Samir, he loved Guardians of the Galaxy 2, so anything he says is invalid.
Did I even watch Guardians of the Galaxy 2? I don't think I did.
Well, John Cena's in it, so let's see what happens. That's probably going to help his chances.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Umar's a big John Cena fan.
Don't worry, I'm not. What is it with DC? Dwayne The Rock Johnson, man. John Cena is also a part of it.
It should be funny then because Ringo asked another question and his face is literally John Cena wearing the Flash mask. So,
let me answer this one. I think he should stay far, far away because we've seen the mess of the main universe, and the main universe is the current thing minus Zack Snyder's Justice League. So, like, we know they don't know what's going on. They have no direction, and obviously, in this main universe, Michael Keaton will now be the Batman. So, if Matt Reeves, obviously, he's already smart enough to say that he wants to be separate, and as long as he keeps WB in control, he has the best chance for success. The farther he stays away from what they have currently going on, and that's what I think the Batman is my most anticipated movie. And after this first trailer, I feel like it will be the greatest superhero movie of all time when it comes out, as long as WB stays far away and lets Matt Reeves do what he has to with the movie.
I agree with Jan. Actually, the Batman has a chance to take the Joker's spot. I think the Joker and Batman, like having those two characters as probably the best. I mean, then even the third movie would probably be either The Dark Knight or if you're Shroz, then Man of Steel randomly.
and Samir.
And Samir, yeah. But the Batman stuff, like it just seems like that's the stuff that clicks with people, and putting him in a universe with a bunch of characters that they haven't even set up properly, and you have a Supergirl that I'm excited to see that. Like I'm excited to see like what that would look like, but I just don't think they can execute it well. So to bring like an A+ character into that mess makes absolutely no sense to do that.
Samir, do you agree with Zion and Umar there that you should keep them separate, or do you think, hey, maybe try it?
No, I agree with Charles. I mean, I agree with Jan and Omar.
Yeah, we asked this before. Like, this is actually we actually do this topic a lot. Like this specific question, we adjusted and we talk about it in different ways. But we recently talked about it in terms of the Black Superman movie, and because JJ is such good friends with Matt Reeves, we were thinking, are they going to mix that universe and create a new DC universe? And even in that, I think the majority of the panel said don't do it. Even if it means creating a new universe with the new Superman and the new Batman. I think you guys, majority, I think I said I don't mind seeing it together, but you guys all said, hey, keep it separate regardless.
No, I think I actually, you know what? If I said that, I would actually take that back. I would actually be excited to see something like that, just because that would be you're kind of breaking a lot of rules when you do that. So that allows you to actually do something where there isn't a singular storyline that you have to have them come together. I think you could actually, anything you do would pretty much work as long as it's not something stupid. So I'd be excited to see something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I personally think for the DCEU, far away from DCEU. But if you're creating a new universe with a new Superman, maybe.
No, I disagree. I disagree completely for the same reason that Christopher Nolan disagreed. Like, you have this realistic set Batman. Do not introduce a super character in this universe. Let it be grounded. Let it be somewhat in realism. Because once you introduce a super, then it kind of diminishes everything Batman did. Like, the line Batman says that Batman Superman is so important because, like, he mentions, like, did he really do anything in the 20 years? You know, because now that Superman's here, like, it changes everything. It changes the importance of what he was been doing, which obviously is important in the scheme, in like the worldly scheme of things. But I think just for story's sake, let Batman stay separate from everything else. No super, no powers, no nothing like that.
I think that's why, on your point, I think that's why BVS was a masterpiece that it was, is because you actually addressed that question, which no one addresses. Like, yeah, if there's a Superman in the world, then Batman who spent 20 years fighting people in clown masks, like, maybe it doesn't feel the same anymore, right? So, but they addressed it once. I don't think they can do another movie doing the same addressing, you know? Like, you did it once. Like, I don't think you can do it again.
No, you could easily do it again, and plus
you could do a combined universe. But I don't think you could do another story of him thinking about, oh, there's a Superman here. What's my place in the world now?
Nah, it depends about how long again, Batman v Superman is not the most beloved film that people always go back to and harp on, right? Like, this is more for the people that did really enjoy those movies, but for the majority of the world, they've moved on. So, like, you know, if you were to do something in like 3-4 years time where you already got a Batman movie, where you established his character and you did a solo with a Superman, and then you wanted to do something like after that, like, dude, people have already forgotten.
That's a good point. I think by then you could in theory restart something. Also,
anytime you do something like that, I'm with Zion in terms of like the concept. I disagree in terms of like if they should still introduce it, but in concept, the Batman still has to be, I would say, a bit. You have to show that he's still dominant. So like in Batman v Superman, he could have murdered him if he wanted to. He just chose not to because for whatever reason. But you have to do that again. Like Batman can't be like second win to Superman. He has to be one. Like,
yeah, and just to Fatma's point in the comments, yeah, I actually don't mind him facing a supernatural villain like a Clayface or something like that. But having a hero that can solve all of Batman's problems in like a second, that kind of like would diminish. Like if you think about the Batman and you think about the Riddler, it's like a mystery, stuff like that. If you like throw Superman into the equation, it like diminishes everything Batman's doing. Like all the hard work Batman's doing could be solved by Superman so quickly that I feel like in this universe where it's just so realistic, like so grounded in realism, you can have him facing his classic villains, though they might be like supernatural in nature. You can't have somebody like Superman who could solve all Batman's problems. Let Batman struggle and face supernatural, but don't let the supernatural help Batman solve his problems.
I don't think we know if this Batman is going to be super realistic. I think actually, I can't hear you, Strauss.
Oh, sorry. I said one of the comments said you could address it directly. John, he said my main issue with Batman is it looks too much like Nolan's movies, from the practicality to the suit to the hyper-realism. You're saying you disagree with that?
No, because here's why. I think that because the movie's gonna play on the psychological aspect, not just from Batman's end. I think, and I mean Christopher Nolan did this a little bit with like the concept of the Batman and people being afraid and whatnot. But I do think that Robert Pattinson's Batman might actually not be as practical as we think. Like he actually might be a bit more, like he might be like the darkest version of what that Ben Affleck scene was when they introduced him. He just ran across the wall. I actually think that is what we're probably gonna get. And the fighting style also isn't the most practical. Like that last little,
it's like muddy. It's like he's just angry. It's an angry type of fighting. Yeah, like there was no martial arts to it. He just was beating the guy down. Like it was like
he killed.
His ass. Yeah, I've never heard anyone survive that kind of beatdown. But
me.
Samir Umar said he could beat you in a fight.
Oh yeah, right.
I did the other day. It's
Cap.
It's not Cap. Whatever.
But yeah, a lot of people are saying that. Listen, just go the sequel route with Batman. I mean, we also talked about like the other day with Joker about should they combine Joaquin Phoenix with Joker. I think we all agreed don't do that either. Like even when Joker came out, we were like, I don't know if we should mix those universes together.
Whoa. Zion, you actually, I'm interested to know. If there was a chance, Joaquin Phoenix, you get a chance for Joaquin Phoenix, okay, in the same realm as this type of Batman, and let's say Matt Reeves directs it, okay? You would say not to that.
Nah, that would be like the one thing I'll say, okay, like let him have it. Only because just the scene of him meeting Bruce in the beginning, like that through line and him being like Joker being somewhat responsible because of the chaos, because of him that ensued, and then his parents got killed by the random guy. We don't know if it was Joe Chill actually in the movie, in the Joker movie, but his parents got killed. So Joker's in a way, tangentially responsible for the creation of Bruce Wayne, Batman. I feel like that through line would make that connection even better. So that would be like the one bridge I would not mind, Joker and the Batman put together. But the one thing I'm scared of is Matt Reeves not coming for Batman 2. Like if they're giving him, if Warner Bros. Gives him such a hard time about making it dark or making it the way he wants to, will Matt Reeves even want to come back for the next movie? That's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of Warner Bros. Like turning him sour and like him going his own way because they don't want him to do another dark film.
Well, if he's sour, let's hope he desours and sweetens. From Seinfeld, whatever. No one's gonna get the joke. No one got the joke. I'm telling you. All right. Yeah, so we're basically done now, but we have to actually next week we have to make a little more discussion about Joker 2 because Fatima makes a good point there that we should never talked about Joker 2 being in development and what that means for that character. But we are running out of time, and we like sticking to time. But yeah, I have one last question for you guys because it can't, and this is for you guys in the comments as well. It's not just for us. so everyone can answer it. This is what I consider to be the one. Every stream, there's one very tough question. So I ask a lot of tough questions.
An existential question.
Yeah, a question about life and death put together. Okay, and this is this week's question. All right, let me move the banner really quick. All right, what are you ordering from the ice cream truck? Okay, this is a big one. All right, and Samir, I have to go with you because you just got your vaccine yesterday.
It's gonna go the Powerpuff thing.
Well,
That means it's on me. Like I would buy it for you. You know.
thing is, I know
This is for you guys in the comments also.
Thing is,
So
I
go
know you
for
guys are sleeping on this, but the fudge pop is the way to go. Okay, the fudge pop is the way to go.
You said arguably like in the bottom 3 worst answers.
Yeah, that was really the worst.
I'm
What
telling
are you
guys,
talking
You
about?
guys are sleeping on it, bro.
The ice
Yeah, I'm not
it
sleeping.
might
Yeah,
be
I'm not just sleeping. I'm hibernating. Okay.
Gotta
Fudge
get the
pop
ice
is a
cream sandwich.
classic, bro.
That's it.
Maybe the
No.
classic.
The best 2 are ice cream sandwich or chocolate taco. You literally cannot go wrong with either one of those.
I'm gonna go with the ice cream sandwich on this one. Again, it's just classic. Homer, what about you? For you, is it gonna be the screwball?
Nah, it's the ice cream. It's the ice cream sandwich for me too.
What?
I already
How
said
is
it
it the-
before y'all. I knew y'all would see my answer.
My
so-
hot take is that the ice cream sandwich is actually so overrated. It's actually not even that good.
I'll tell you what the most underrated thing on this is. It's not the SpongeBob bar. It's a snow cone. That's underrated. So we
The
got
drumstick
someone.
isn't bad.
Yeah, Choco Taco got 1 vote from the comments.
All right, so the chocolate wins because I also had chocolate taco, so that means
But
we got 2.
we got Igor saying the strawberry shortcake bar is the way to go.
I know Samir inside he wants the Powerpuff Girls bar, but like he can't say it because he wants to act cool.
If I get the SpongeBob bar and it's not perfectly SpongeBob, then
And then there's problems.
me and Omar are
Samir-
fighting.
See, I don't know what your situation with the ice cream trucks in Canada, but like we in New York, like sometimes it's like 11 p.m. and we have an ice cream truck like driving the street and like turning its like sound music on. Like we don't know what's
It's not a
going
real
on.
ice cream truck, yeah.
They're not selling ice cream though that late. I said yes. There's an ice cream truck that runs at like 1 a.m. in New York City, but you don't get ice cream from there. It just.
Well,
But
what
there's
do
a
you get,
truck.
Josh? Tell us what you get.
I don't go to the ice cream truck.
Dude,
I'm saying there's an ice cream truck.
And at that timing, when you hear the ice cream music, you go the opposite direction. Like you don't follow the truck. You don't go to the
Yo,
truck.
once I heard ice cream music happening at 2 a.m., I was like, I'm going this way. Was there an ice cream truck when we were coming back from Infinity War? And it was from Endgame, and it was on the side when we were coming back from 82nd Street, and it was like, oh, there's an ice cream truck, and I told you guys that, oh,
It was like 1:30 a.m. or something at that time. It didn't make any sense.
Yeah, it was late. It was
yeah,
super-
I'm not in the comments reading it, but yeah, the ice cream truck is for all types of other things at night. But yeah, what's the deal with the ice cream sandwich? The ice cream sandwich is king.
Is it? It's so overrated.
So Samir doesn't know anything about ice cream, anyways. Samir's more like. Let me. tell
Samir
you-
doesn't even like ice cream. I thought you hate ice cream. Am I
I like ice
correct
cream.
about this?
I'm a normal person. I like ice cream. What?
No, you don't like pizza. Okay, yeah. So you're
Yeah, he doesn't like pizza. Like, he's in the opposite side of crazy.
How do you not like
Cheese
pizza?
is just not
Samir,
for me.
you Weirdo.
Cheese is just not for me. You're
Can't
beautiful.
hear you.
You're literally muted when he said that, but we can read your lips.
I said you're lactose intolerant.
Lactose and tolerate. Okay.
and toddlerants.
All right. The word. Now we get the best. Let's give our worst, and then we're out of here. All right. What's the worst of this group? For me, it's the creamsicle. Yeah,
It's
the
a
creamsicle is the
creamsicle for
worst.
sure. Creamsicle for sure.
Yeah, creamsicle looks disgusting.
You
Samir
ever had
would get the
creamsicle?
five.
Bro, it's the worst
Yeah, and what's-
thing ever.
And I've never even heard of screwball, so I don't even know that actually exists.
No, it's like ice. It's like Italian ice. Yeah, I think the SpongeBob bar probably tastes pretty bad. Not gonna lie.
Really, the thing is that this is like a trick list because nobody goes to an ice cream truck and actually orders like pre-made ice cream stuff. You get like a soft serve cone, and you got dip it in chocolate. You know, like you get the actual ice cream from the ice cream truck. You don't get a pre-made, pre-packaged thing.
According to Falcon, there's no such thing as
Really?
ice cream trucks in the UK.
We don't have those. I mean, we get the package stuff. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't get what Samir's saying. What do they not have? What are you saying?
Normal ice cream.
You don't have normal ice cream.
So they don't give you like an ice cream cone from the truck.
No,
If you ask them, let me get a soft serve vanilla cone
No, that's
and
not
dip
true.
it in chocolate.
I don't know.
They
not the
do
ones that
that.
I've been
They
to.
do that. They do that. Samir doesn't know. When I was on your when I came to see you the other day, there was an ice cream truck, and that's what the guy was.
I know. Okay, I know there's an ice cream.
All right, let me. Have you guys ever heard of the term ice lollies? Because I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
Maybe I think it's an ice pop. An ice pop is ice pop.
Ice pop here.
Put the
Robotic
picture.
Uzi. If you're watching Uzi, then why don't you give your opinion?
Pull the picture again.
I gotta pull up a picture. 1 second.
All I'm saying is the
All right.
firecracker is so bad, yo.
The
Overrated.
firecracker I can see is pretty bad. The snow cone is probably my favorite if it wasn't for ice cream sandwich.
Firecracker is probably what like the MAGA.
Let me tell you something.
probably.
The Choco Taco used to be good when I was like a teenager. I feel like I've aged out.
No,
of that.
you're even wrong. You're wrong than that. Choco Taco used to be a thing back in like middle school, and then in high school, Chipwich was a thing. Like Chipwich was everywhere. We eat Chipwich all the time, and then throughout life, ice cream sandwich has been like consistently good. So that's where I go.
So
Ice cream
y'all have-
sandwich is consistent.
Y'all have had Chipwich, right?
Yeah, Chipwich is good.
How's it taste?
You never had Chipwich.
I don't think I have.
That's we gotta fly him down right now.
No. You've definitely had it. You've definitely had it.
No, I don't think I have.
I've never had a chocolate
just tastes
taco
like-
either.
A Choco
Same, yeah.
Taco, that's an American thing. You know why? Choco Taco was invented for Taco Bell, and then they moved to their own brand. Am I correct about this?
Yeah. It used to. You had to go to Taco Bell and they had like a little Nestle like thing. I think like an ice cream thing, and you could pick it out from there, and you couldn't buy it anywhere else.
Yeah, but now they became a chain.
Now
right?
now it's like everywhere. This was like maybe like 15 years ago. Or something.
Here's my hot take. The drumstick isn't that good.
No.
Probably
You have to take that back.
Obviously, it's a classic, bro.
Yeah, the drumstick is classic. What are you talking about?
The King Kong and the drumstick are the same thing basically. So it's like
Yeah.
No, King Kong's a little better, but
what like shape do you want?
I hate like nuts on ice cream.
No, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's
actually
only good
good.
on
I don't know
vanilla.
what the hell's
On
wrong with
chocolate, like it sounds bad.
I don't like
Vanilla
any.
ice cream's
I don't like nuts on any sweets, honestly.
So you don't
But
like
you like
any
pistachio
dates-
ice cream.
You don't like any dates.
Pistachio ice cream is pretty good, yeah. But
That's not ice cream.
you never had pistachio ice cream,
That's
No,
disgusting.
I have.
so that's ice cream.
Yeah, but okay, what if you threw pistachios on vanilla ice cream?
No, then that's not good.
He
It's a
needs to
different flavor.
crush. He needs to crush it like mixed into the vanilla, and then he'll. You just don't tell him, and then he'll like, "Oh, here's pistachio ice cream."
No, mango ice cream is good. I guess mango's not ice cream. Mango's like a sorbet. Mango's a sorbet.
It's not good. It's
I hate
not.
mangoes.
Mango sorbet ice cream.
Yo,
whatever is not.
It's
Samir said he hates mangoes.
I hate mangoes. Mangoes are the worst.
What the hell?
I-
He
well-
he doesn't like having like floss his teeth afterwards. That's the only reason he hates it because
only
the taste is
only-
too good.
Only donkeys don't eat mangoes. So.
Donkeys.
Yo, mangoes are not that good. Bro.
Every freaking Pakistani knows what the hell I'm talking about. That's what our parents tell us. Only donkeys don't eat mangoes.
I've never heard that. What are you talking about?
That's
Really,
because you're. Yeah, I can't even say it. It's fine. ask your dad, dude. He'll literally tell you.
mangoes in it.
You can have both ice cream and sorbet. Yeah, the sorbet mangoes taste better than the ice cream mango, but I don't know
You're
what.
just saying that because it sounds fancier, but they're like so negligible in difference. Like
Okay,
maybe
okay.
sorbet's like a little creamier,
What did
but
Robotic
like
Uzi just say?
negligible.
I was gonna put that up, but first I gotta educate Zion, but he doesn't know anything, right? So the sorbet is like a gelato, right? Have you ever seen gelato?
I said that it could be like the texture is a little different. but
Ice cream is
the
like those
taste-
big ones you get for Eid,
the
right?
taste is like negligible between the two. Really, like if you really think about it, you put unnamed cups next to each other with mango sorbet and mango ice cream, you can't tell the difference between
There's
the
a
taste.
gigantic
The
difference. Like,
texture
not
is
even the same
different. Yes. The texture is different. The taste is barely different.
He doesn't know. It's fine. All right, so Uzi, can you explain this? Shrek 5 better prove that Umar. What does that mean?
No, 'cause he said donkey doesn't like donkeys
Oh,
don't like
okay. That's a
mango.
deep cut.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I will.
Well-
Don't worry.
All right, I think we've gone through his picture. We've had a bigger debate about this than the Batman, Shazam, Aquaman, Lakers. This has been the most interesting debate we've had all day. Let's call
And
it.
just to respond to Fatima's mint chocolate chip ice cream, I think the four of us can all agree that like eating toothpaste and ice cream isn't the combination you want to go to. Like
I don't mind it.
no,
No,
it's
to be
not.
Traz is so weird, man. First the pistachio thing, now this. Come on.
No, pistachio ice cream is very good. Mint chocolate chip is like it tastes like
Why would
York-
you? It's like taking a bite of vanilla ice cream and then like eating gum.
No.
Like
it's like
Why do you
no,
want
it's
to do
like no, it's like York. Have you ever had a York peppermint patty?
that's nothing like
No,
that's nothing like it.
That's like it, yeah. That's
A
it's
patty.
What are
mint
you talking
chocolate
about,
peppermint. Okay, what's that thing from Family Guy? Who's like, oh, I want to eat this on the top of the world. What is that?
Yeah, that was your peppermint patty. Yeah.
That's exactly what mint chocolate chip ice cream tastes like.
So it's disgusting. So they're both
Mint
disgusting.
chocolate chip is not it. Listen, mint is good on its. Mint is good. It's a good flavor. But
I like mint
In
also.
what?
Why are you putting
mint
it
is good.
in
Mint
gum?
is
With,
good.
like gum and stuff, right?
Yeah, mint gum is
Yeah,
really good.
yeah, gum. Like
Why are you
not.
putting it in?
I don't want mint dessert.
Why are
You
you
know.
putting it with chocolate? It's not right. Yeah, mint
All right.
chocolate dessert.
Uzi is saying that mint choco ice cream is goated.
Uzi, he's gonna learn a lesson next week by me. Don't worry. I'm gonna teach him a lesson. Get ready. He straight up has to be conditioned. Like he's getting too free.
Free? Oh God, not free.
Well,
I guess it's that time.
Yeah, it's literally that time. It's time to do it. That's what it is.
I
But-
hear the Spider-Man trailer is coming out this week or next week.
Is that true? Yeah, I heard there's rumors about the Spider-Man trailer. We'll talk about Joker. We'll do a few things next week. We'll run
If
through
Toby,
the
if Toby
gambit.
ain't showing up, then you already know I'm
Then
out.
neither are you.
Yeah, you already know I'm out the door.
Yeah, your
They put him in the
tickets.
trailer.
I had this extra picture of Batman, but we never got to it. Just like the two Batman and the Flash. It's kind of a nice picture, to be honest. But
In all honesty, this picture would have been so much better if you just took Michael Keaton's Batman right out of it.
like just the two Batman. I mean, the new Flash costume is gonna have those like that the ribbing and lightning.
It's
ribbing.
very injustice.
now.
But it looks nice.
All right, we spent an extra 10 minutes just on ice cream, so it's time to depart,
All right.
and we'll depart on this picture. All right, I'm gonna depart on the Mickey Mouse. We're gonna leave right after it's done. All right. So this is Samir's hand picked for Umar for LeBron losing, and he likes calling him LeMickey because that's how it is. And if we were not gonna copyright it once, we're gonna copyright it now. All right. From myself, from Zion, from Umar, and from Samir, I got a different one. From myself, from Zion, and from Samir, Umar, this is for you.